All right, and we're live. Let's make sure the stream's working here. All right, yep, we're live. So Ethereum is about to explode. All right, I mean, in terms of the technology and also probably the price. There's so many things that are happening in the world right now that it's a perfect storm where lots of things are converging together to make the outcome for Ethereum look incredibly bullish. So I'm talking about why today in today's live stream. So if you're brand new around here, I'm Gregory. On this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to become a blockchain master step by step from start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. So, if you've been following this channel for a while, and you're just jumping on this type of video, this is a brand new format. All right. We're trying this out for a few weeks. If you all like this live stream setup, let me know in the comment section below. We're still kind of working the kinks out on things. So I appreciate your patience. Like if I click a wrong button and the screen, jumps to a different place, something like that. We're sort of kind of getting things figured out. So, this is test and prod, as they say in the DeFi world, where we're just kind of like trying things in the wild and see what happens. So let's see. We got people rolling in the chat here. So we've got Deep Dark Dude, Magical Meditation, Emin. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, totally. Buy Dogecoin. Yeah, so Doge had a pretty massive pump yesterday, didn't it? So let's get into this. Let's talk about why I think Ethereum is about to explode in terms of technology and also probably the price. I mean, there's so many things that are converging right now that are likely to lead to accelerated Ethereum adoption relative to where it is right now, okay? Which I think is going to trickle down into the actual price of Ether going up. So if you haven't been following along with the streams, you haven't been following along with the world, or maybe you just don't understand really what's happening in the bigger cultural conversation right now. This whole saga with GameStop, Robinhood, Wall Street bets is actually a really huge deal, okay? Because we've been talking about this in the streams, but if you're just tuning in, you're just catching up. Basically, I'm seeing people not in the crypto space really talking about this a lot. Like on my normal social media accounts, I don't really post on ever. I just go watch what other people are saying. They're talking about this. Like people who have never even thought about the stock market before are talking about like, oh, why is there inequity in the stock market? You know what I mean? So basically, like we're starting to see a cultural moment where two sides of the aisle that are very polarized, that feel like the system is rigged against them for different reasons, come together and unify against a common enemy, which is the establishment. So basically, we saw this tweet yesterday where Senator Ted Cruz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez were basically saying the same, or agreeing with one another. At least Ted Cruz pointed out, and I think she kind of snarked back at him. But basically, that's an illustration that people are unifying against the same common problem, right? And this is something that doesn't happen very often. We see a lot of the polarization on the left and the right in America. And not everybody here in America is watching the stream is from America. I get all that. But what I'm trying to say is that this is a big deal. A massive button has been pressed that ticks people off, and it's ticking off a lot of people. And that's enough to really move the needle to drive them towards change and towards wanting something else, all right? So basically, the big problem with the Wall Street bets, GameStop saga, and everything that flowed after it, Robinhood, really, really screwing things up there too. Halting trading. They also, I believe, they halted. They halted something with crypto too. I don't want to get it wrong. You can fact check me. It was either deposit withdrawal, something like that. It at least temporarily restricted what you could do with your cryptocurrency in the Robinhood app. So basically, it's bad news for Robinhood. It's really bad news. Okay, so why is this so bullish for crypto? Why is it so bullish for Ethereum in particular? Well, you've got an entire, class of people at this point. I say class, I'm thinking about like a class action lawsuit. Like that's what these people are basically qualifying for. An entire class of people who realize that they that they don't like the system. They want something else. And guess what? That's what we're doing here in Ethereum. We're building a brand new financial system that fixes a lot of these problems. That's what DeFi is for. You don't really have somebody who can just pull a lever and turn DeFi off, or pull a lever and say like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Of course, you got government regulations that could restrict people from, getting onto the DeFi on-ramps, off-ramps. I get all that kind of stuff, but this is much better in the long term, okay? So how is that going to trickle down into Ethereum? Why do I think that also is going to be a catalyst for the Ethereum price in the short to midterm? So basically, think about how cryptocurrency markets work. How do you get a price to go up? You either get the same people. Let me just pull up my screen here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this live stream software. Yes, you did. Okay. So, I mean, how do you get a cryptocurrency price to go up? Basically, you get the same people. Let's just say there's 1,000 people buying cryptocurrencies, way more than that, but just for easy numbers. The same people have to buy more, all right, and not sell it. Or like, new people come and they buy a lot, all right? Or you get just a massive number of new people and they all buy like, regular amount, right? So that's how cryptocurrency markets go up, basically. The same people accumulate more, new people buy a lot, and then a bunch of new people. So you can think about this in the crypto markets, like these would be crypto insiders. People who have been in crypto for a long time, who were in 2017, were there in the bubble popped, maybe they sold and they start accumulating more. That sort of starts the initial catalyst for the next cycle. So new people who buy a lot would be like institutions. So people talk about Bitcoin being now like an institutional grade investment. We saw some favorable comments about Bitcoin from legendary investor Ray Dalio. He's been kind of a guy who's been very honest about Bitcoin, has been looking at it and had some critiques in the past, but he's just come out in the past day or so and said some really positive things about it. So I'm not saying that means like Ray's a full-on Bitcoin bull now. That's not what I'm saying. But that's a big shift, okay? You got people like Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, putting Bitcoin in his Twitter bio now. Like there's this kind of movement to do hashtag Bitcoin in your bio. And yeah, we got the richest man in the world doing that right now. We've got a lot of big catalysts for big players entering into the space, okay? So the last thing is the bunch of new people. So one thing that made the last cryptocurrency market cycle go up like crazy, like when you saw the Bitcoin price do this, right? Like do this crazy like hockey stick wave upward. A lot of that had to do with just retail investors. So retail investors are basically just like, so your average Joe, the person like gets on Google and says, how do I buy Bitcoin? They find Coinbase, they sign up, and they go of it. So a lot of people were worried about this cryptocurrency market cycle because they're thinking like, hey, a lot of the retail investors that participated back then got totally burnt and aren't going to buy again, right? Like they're not going to fall for that same trick twice. And there's probably some truth to that. I think there are people who won't return after the last crypto bubble because they got hurt. I mean, I was involved in that. I lost money the first time I got into crypto. I got in like during this period and then lost during this period, okay? So I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to take some losses in the crypto markets, that's for sure. So the reason I bring it up is because this whole bunch of new people right here, we have a massive herd of people in like the Wall Street Bets community, the Robinhood traders, who were basically just disenfranchised and are ready, like chomping at the bit for something else. And that's exactly what we have here in crypto and specifically in DeFi. And this is where it's really important. This is where we are at a pivotal moment where we need to actually show them how cryptocurrency, how blockchain technology actually solves their problem. And that's with DeFi, okay? So, That's what DeFi. Okay. So DeFi is a permissionless system. So basically, if you look at a website like Uniswap, for example, it's a decentralized exchange. Sorry, I'm pulling it up on my screen here. So Uniswap is a change here. All right, you guys see that? Okay. So Uniswap is a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange that nobody can really turn off. Right? It's powered by smart contracts in the Ethereum blockchain. Of course, there's a website that could theoretically be censored by a server, but the website's also backed up on IPFS, which is an interplanetary file system. It's a distributed storage network where you can deploy things like websites that are uncensorable. Okay. So nobody can take Uniswap down. Nobody can really prevent you from trading on Uniswap. All right. I mean, sure, your personal government could restrict you from doing things, but I mean, we're talking. I think a lot of people are mad at sort of like the non-government systems at play here, in many ways, right? I get there's some overlap there, but they're talking about just like centralized systems in general. So something like Uniswap, you can't just turn it off. Uniswap can't like phone in. A hedge fund can't just like call into Uniswap and say, "Hey, stop trading," right? Like don't let the people do their thing anymore. Okay, so this is of course an oversimplified example, but there's a lot more DeFi apps than just Uniswap. I'm just trying to make things simple so that you can understand, okay, and see why this is important. And this is what the traders need to see. This is how they need to see that DeFi actually solves a real problem for them. And DeFi is much more than this, but this is a very simple example that a lot of people can just understand out of the box. There's still problems that need to be fixed here. We need to improve the gas fees on Ethereum. I've been talking about that a lot in the live streams recently. I got a video later today talking about how that problem was going to get a lot better very, very, very soon. So make sure you check out that video when it comes out. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. You'll see it later today. So yeah, here's the other thing. We've seen Dogecoin like pump like crazy. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to Doge. So Doge was getting crazy. I mean, on my personal social media accounts that I follow, just like people who are not in crypto, I keep it like non-crypto just so I can have a clean, like example of what other people are thinking that aren't necessarily crypto traders. I see people like talking about Dogecoin. So it's big, right? Doge is pumping like crazy. So the thing about it is, like, the Robinhood traders need to see that crypto is more than just gambling on Dogecoin, right? I'm not like, I mean, it's fine if you want to throw a little money into Doge. Like, you're probably going to lose money at this point, to be perfectly honest. Even if it goes up, it'll probably crash. You'll probably lose your shirt. I mean, if you want to put some fun money into Doge and just have it for fun, it's not a big deal. But people need to understand it's a meme coin and that not all cryptocurrencies are created equally. Because what a lot of people are going to do, they're going to go to CoinGecko or like probably CoinMarketCap, honestly. And they're just going to look at this and say, oh, these cryptocurrencies work all about the same, right? I'm just going to like buy one that I think can do this, right? And it's like a roulette wheel. So they need to realize that they're not all the same. There's a lot more to it than that. And so that's where we need big players in the space to be at the forefront to let people know what this is about and how DeFi can help actually fix their problems. And I put a tweet about this yesterday on my Twitter, talking about like why we need like big players in the space to help do this kind of stuff, because it's not enough for us to like, talk amongst ourselves, like on Twitter, on these videos, everybody's already steeped in crypto to basically say like, yeah, this is awesome. DeFi fixes all this. Crypto fixes all this. And then not reach out to the people who are actually experiencing the problem and connect the dots for them and show them how it fixes it, okay? Because if we don't do that, then it's pointless, right? It's pointless to just hoo and ha and talk amongst ourselves. and get excited if we can't actually help people, connect the dots and help them transition into getting the benefit that they're, help alleviate some of their pain they're currently experiencing. Okay. So I thought about this, like we need somebody kind of big to tackle this. Big people like Tyler Winklevoss, you know what I mean? So, Gemini Exchange, quite a hefty following, quite a hefty reputation, all that kind of stuff. Some people will listen to, who can help. He's big into Bitcoin, big into Ethereum, big believer in DeFi, all that kind of stuff, but runs a centralized exchange. So I'm gonna be perfectly realistic. Like I think the centralized exchanges are gonna be the logical on and off ramps for most common people. So it's like, I think a lot of them are going to have an important function for DeFi, honestly, in the future, because most people don't want to custody large amounts of cryptocurrency. So you're going to see a lot of these centralized exchanges basically turn into crypto banks that use DeFi on the back end, plug into smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain, but have a user-friendly interface where people have to KYC, all that kind of stuff. I'm a realist, right? That's probably what's going to happen for a vast majority of people, but the real magic of DeFi is that you don't have to do that. So if you want to be an advanced user, you can use MetaMask, you can go on chain, you can be a cowboy, a pioneer, do everything the Wild West way, self-custody, get the higher returns, do all that kind of stuff, but you're assuming a lot of risk that most people don't want to take. So I'm a realist about that. I think that's what a lot of people are going to do, but that's why I think it'd be really great to have some of these higher profile people who are the heads of these types of things, like Gemini, the Winklevoss twins, like helping people understand this. Okay. So let's look at Ether. So I said towards the beginning of this video, I think this is going to be bullish for the actual price of Ethereum too, not just the technological adoption. So I think the two are somewhat linked, and it's hard to tell a good relationship. It's hard to draw a perfect relationship between the two. I did the video a couple days ago about Raoul Pal's thesis on the Bitcoin price, the Ethereum price, the number of active addresses in relationship to the price, Metcalfe's law having an exponential relationship between those two things. I think the correlation is very compelling. So we'll have to see how that plays out with the cycle. It will take probably more time to see if that thesis wins out, if it's true, all that kind of stuff. But even if it's an imperfect thesis, even if it's an imperfect model, I still think there's a big correlation. Okay, and particularly with Ethereum, I think we're headed upward. All right, like I said, I don't like to be a price oracle, that predicts that says it's going to be this price by this date, all that kind of stuff, because I just don't really have that crystal ball. I think about it in maybe more broad terms, and to me, it's like, I mean, come on, like we're going up. We're bouncing, we're going up, we're bouncing, we're going up. I know the past is not an indication of the future, but there's just so many bullish catalysts for the tech. We've got all these people coming in. Coinbase has soared to the top 10 charts in the App Store. Okay, so Coinbase enters top 10 free apps ranking Apple U.S. mobile store. Robinhood restricts crypto trading. Dogecoin is pumping like crazy. Let's see here. The new weekly crypto subreddit subscribers looks like a hockey stick. I mean, it's just like there's no real bearish case. You know what I mean? At this point, for why we wouldn't just be going up at this point. I mean, yesterday, Bitcoin printed like a $5,000 hourly candle or something like that. So if you go back here and look at, this, because like I said, the whole point I'm trying to make is I'm not a trader. I'm not a TA guy. I'm not like a price oracle who, divines the future. I'm just looking at the big picture, looking at common sense here. And I don't think you can really make a bearish case unless something crazy happens, unless we have some massive correction in the equities markets that might flow over into crypto, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Someone said, I love your pragmatic view. No one can call this craziness. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's like, I don't think all TA is bad. I don't think that all, predictions are bad. You just have to take them with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? And to me, it's a big picture type thing, looking at just really broad terms. To me, I invest in crypto. I hold it for the long term because I think it's a good long term bet. I'm not trying to say it's going to be X price by X date. I just try to get in early, buy low, and maybe sell high. I've talked about some of my previous videos, like for my ether, there's definitely a portion of my ether at this point in time that I don't plan on selling, and it may turn into all of it, to tell you the truth, because of what you can do with ether. We'll see. That's not financial advice. I haven't made my mind up yet. It depends on how high we go, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can stake ether, earn passive income rewards. You can borrow against it, use that money to make more money. I mean, that's the crazy thing about DeFi, and there's no taxable event whenever you do that. Not financial advice. Check with your accountant. I mean, you need to pay taxes on the money that you make off of your leveraged funds, but there's no taxable event on the initial gains you make in your principal. So yeah, the crazy thing about Dogecoin yesterday is it flipped Chainlink. I was cracking up about that on Twitter. So you look here, it's at number 10 right now, but it was at I think it was at number 7. It flipped Chainlink. It was eyeing Cardano, which was cracking me up. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we definitely need to show the people that, crypto is more than just gambling on Dogecoin, right? There's a lot more to it than that. I mean, there's risk in crypto. They're highly volatile assets, but I mean, buying Bitcoin and Ethereum is not just like gambling. Okay, so let's see here. So so more and more evidence here. Like, yeah, Mr. Beast has put the Bitcoin in his Twitter profile. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you know who Mr. Beast is. He's a really high profile YouTuber. I mean, he may be like one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I've seen a good handful of his videos. I know who he is. And at least 9.1 people on Twitter know who he is. So that's pretty crazy. We also saw, let's see here, a tweet from Naval. I thought this was a pretty good tweet storm too. Naval. I always get his last name wrong. I think it's Ravikant. I think it's how you pronounce it. If I've pronounced that wrong, you guys let me know. Yeah, Elon Musk definitely did too. I talked about that earlier in the stream, and some people are jumping in now and saying, hey, yeah, Elon was talking about it too. Yeah, Elon Musk, world's richest man. So you have to wonder, like when Bitcoin went up by 4x in price, did that have anything to do with him taking the position as the world's richest person? I don't know, but maybe not. I mean, Tesla is probably enough to make him the world's richest person. I don't have a crystal ball on Elon's finances. Just mere conjecture. It was just a funny thing for me to think about. But anyways, Naval, like I said, I always get his last name wrong. I think it's Ravikant. I think it's how you say it. But he was saying in response to a lot of the GameStop, Robinhood stuff, it's easier to build a new financial system than it is to reform the existing one. And that's exactly what we're doing with Ethereum. So, Naval's been talking about DeFi for quite some time now. I mean, the guy's got over 1 million followers. If you guys don't know who he is, I mean, he created AngelList. All right, I talked about that yesterday on the stream. AngelList was one of the things that I watched in a lot of the Web 2.0 boom, like when we were, like just cranking out new startups and stuff like that. So he's a very influential guy in that space for sure, in the sort of VC world. So let's see here. Yeah, Jack Dorsey too. So Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, he's been a Bitcoin bull for a long time. You know, I mentioned this in my videos recently how he was talking about, uh, you know, basically, I made a video a while back about, you know, the deplatforming of Trump, Parler, all that kind of stuff. Go check out the video. It's not political statements. It's just like, you know, hey, this is what people are thinking right now. And you know, Jack put out a tweet thread in the middle of that where he was talking about like, you know, hey, don't like the decision, et cetera, et cetera. But we, you know, we want a future that's more decentralized. And he talks about Bitcoin in that thread. So Jack's been a Bitcoin bull for a long time. I mean, he's also the CEO of Square. Square was one of the biggest institutional Bitcoin buyers of in 2020, I believe. I don't know the amounts. Go fact check all that stuff, but yeah, I remember Square was huge in the news by buying a lot of Bitcoin, like a lot of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's currently trending alongside Doge. So Bitcoin surges above 38,000 after Elon Musk mentions it in his Twitter bio. Yeah. So I saw another tweet. I forgot who said it, but they were basically saying if you look at the candlestick chart, like that this will be known as the Elon candle. So let's see here. I think you can do candlesticks on yeah. Yeah, $5,000 candle almost. 1 hour candle, right? That's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts. So somebody says, say more about DeFi. So somebody else says, do I expect ETH correction more before exploding? I mean, we'll see. Like, you know, we're kind of been doing this. We've been bouncing a little bit. You can say it's bouncing. You can say it's consolidating. Like I said, I'm not a big TA guy. I just don't see any reason why we would like long term just tank from here, unless like something happened in the equities market, something happened in somewhere else that just like caused a lot of people to be in trouble. I think crypto is still correlated with those markets, in the sense of if the stock market crashed by like 30%, roughly 30% like it did last year, I think crypto is going down with it, at least temporarily. I don't think long term. That's what I mean by correlated. So, I mean, it might bounce again, might go back down, but there's just no good reason to think that we're like this is the top for ETH. I mean, you know, I think we got a lot more way to go. So somebody says water gas fees. So yeah, I'm happy to answer any kinds of questions, any like beginner questions. There's no dumb question. Because like at the end of the day, I want to help people understand this space. Like when we have, you know, the Robin Hooders come in, they need to understand like what is gas. You know what I mean? Like people don't know what MetaMask is. They're gonna say, why do I have to install this weird browser extension on my Google Chrome in order to use this website? Like there's real basics that we have to communicate. People talk about how the UX in crypto is so bad and all this kind of stuff. And in one way, they're right. In another way, we need constructive feedback and constructive efforts to make it better. I think the best thing we can do in the short term is educate people. So, you know, basically, whenever you go use a blockchain website like Uniswap, for example, let's see if I'm kind of just pull this over a little bit. 1 second. You have to use a wallet, and you can't really see it in my browser extension here, but if I like pop it down, like I have a little MetaMask icon. So it's a wallet that you install. You hold cryptocurrency in it. And the reason you have to hold cryptocurrency in order to use one of these websites is when you make a transaction, like you swap token, like you swap ETH for, I'm just going to pick something here, like Aave, okay? You enter an amount, let's just say like 1 ETH, and then it won't let me do it because I don't have 1 ETH in this wallet. This is just a burner wallet. This is not like a real wallet that I use for like trading or anything. You click swap, all right, and it makes a transaction, okay? And whenever it does that, it sends a transaction to the blockchain that's included in the blockchain that talks to a smart contract. It swaps the tokens. It gives you the token. It takes your ETH that you had, puts it in a liquidity pool on Uniswap. The liquidity providers get paid a fee. Okay. There's a lot of magic that happens on the world computer. And you have to have you have to have Ethereum in your wallet to pay that gas fee. Okay. So basically, like, I say Ethereum a lot on this YouTube channel when it's really Ether. Ether is the cryptocurrency, Ethereum is the blockchain. But I say Ethereum because it's just colloquial. So people understand when they Google stuff, they search for the price of Ethereum, not the price of Ether, even though Ether is technically correct. So, like, right now in Ethereum 1.0, that's a really bad drawing of a blockchain, but or the nodes in a blockchain. But right now, it's Ethereum's proof of work. So some of these nodes are miners, and whenever you do your transaction, you swap a token on Uniswap. The miners in the network are responsible for including that transaction in the blockchain, and they get paid. A reward to do that. That's why they put all their That's why they put their computational resources up to run the network, because they get paid for doing it. Okay. And part of that fee comes from new Ether that's created whenever this transaction is mined, but part of the fee also comes from when I pay gas fees to create the transaction itself, okay? So that's why you have to have the browser extension installed. That's why you have to pay cryptocurrency in order to trade a token on Uniswap, okay? So, yeah, somebody says, what is gas? That's what gas is. Gas is that fee that you pay whenever you trade a token on Uniswap, and then it gets included here inside the blockchain, and part of that goes to the miners. We've talked about EIP 1559 a lot in this channel recently. Talked about in the streams before. The dynamics of this are going to change, especially when Ethereum moves to proof of stake. But EIP 1559, what it does is part of that fee is going to get burned. So they talk about like a network fee, and that's part of the dynamics of people talking about ETH being deflationary in the future. So some of the big criticisms of Ethereum right now is it's not a hard money because it's got an infinite supply. Well, depending on what happens with Ethereum in the near future, it could be deflationary, actually. Somebody says I have gas right now. It's awesome. So when will the EIP 1559 update happen? It's hard to know for sure. I think it'll happen this year. That's my personal prediction. I could be wrong, but I think that's my broad personal prediction is EIP 1559 in 2021. So let's see. We got some other questions coming in here. Somebody says they think Uni will do better than ETH. Uni might do better than ETH in the short term. Dogecoin is on Ethereum now. So yeah, maybe we have tokenized Dogecoin. So another thing that I think could be a huge catalyst for the Robinhood traders is getting these synthetic stocks on the blockchain, because what better way to basically solve their problem than having to teach them how to use cryptocurrency? Well, basically, like, let them trade stuff they already know, but do it on chain and get the benefit that they. Sorry, I keep kind of cleaning my nose there, but I got little allergies. Basically, let them trade the things they already want to trade, but do it with blockchain. So I think I did a tweet yesterday talking about this. Yeah, so this is Bobby Ong. So I hope I'm saying your last name right, Bobby. He is the co-founder of CoinGecko. So, this website where I'm always checking the cryptocurrency prices. He's the co-founder. So he was basically saying, like, Robinhood restricting its users from trading GameStop will only infuriate them further and hasten the movement towards decentralized systems. Soon we'll be all trading synthetic stocks on the blockchain without a central entity blocking us from doing so. So I think there's a lot of truth to that. I don't know that we're all just going to, completely abandon the New York Stock Exchange and do everything on chain. But I think if we can give the Robinhooders a way to trade things they already know, you know what I mean, as sort of an intermediate ground, then yeah. I mean, we already have ways to do this. We have synthetic assets on chain right now. I think it just needs to be more widely adopted. It needs to be easier to do on Uniswap. Where, they could just, and also integrated to mobile. I've talked about this in my past videos where I think, mobile apps are key towards, for blockchain adoption, because, somewhere earlier, this MetaMask here where you pop it up, you know, you got to do a bunch of stuff to get into crypto. You got to go to a website like Coinbase here in the United States. You have to register, KYC, wait for approval, transfer money into your bank account, or link a debit card, buy some crypto, transfer it to a website like MetaMask, go to a website, not on your mobile phone in a lot of cases, all right? Go to a website you understand how to use that says, hey, connect your MetaMask. And you're like, what do I even do here? All right. And then you got to transfer your cryptocurrency to that wallet from the centralized exchange and then trade your token. So I mean, this is a crazy number of steps. All right. And people have been willing to do this in the past because they want to trade cryptocurrency. They want the gains. They want the, you know, quote unquote anonymity or pseudonymity, be off grid. There's lots of reasons they want to do it. All right. But if we can streamline this process, I mean, a lot of the Robinhooders are just doing stuff on their phones in the first place, right? So, you know, basically we're already making this process easier where things are getting integrated into mobile apps, okay? Where all you need to do is download an app on your phone. A lot of people already have Apple Pay already installed on their phone, or Android Pay with a funding source added. All right, they don't have to like pull out their debit card. It's already there in their system. Okay, they basically just open the app once they've installed it, you know, agree to their seed phrase, and then a lot of these apps already are plugged into DeFi, so they can basically just like one-click transfer, you know, maybe like a few $100s into their app. That's where like a lot of people start, is just like, oh, I want to put $100 into cryptocurrency or something like that, right? That's below the funding limits for most debit cards. Okay, most people we're not going to pass a limit that way. So they can use that mobile app, install it, click it, funds into their app. They can instantly trade a token on Uniswap without having to go to Uniswap's website. That's one of the beautiful things about DeFi is protocols, okay? So you guys have to understand this. Like, DeFi is first and foremost about protocols. So the protocols are just smart contracts. They're programs. They're running the blockchain. So this, like, the core of what I teach you on this channel and the coding videos is how to create these smart contracts, put them on the blockchain, because those are the building blocks of decentralized applications. So Uniswap is a protocol. It's just made up of a bunch of different smart contracts. So you have this website here that talks to the Uniswap protocol on chain. This could be, you know, it's here on uniswap.org, but you could access the same website over IPFS, which I talked about earlier. It's a decentralized network, okay? You can access it through a mobile app. Any developer can make a mobile app that plugs into Uniswap. And the same is true for these other DeFi protocols. So if you go to DeFi Pulse and you look at Aave, Synthetics, Maker, all that kind of stuff, anybody can just create an integration for those into a mobile app, into any other website, all right? That's the beauty of them. So if there's any, like for all the developers watching this channel, if you think about APIs, for example, like backend APIs, like you can make your own app that talks to Facebook, for example, to have like a Facebook login. A lot of times you have to like register and get an API key and all that kind of stuff. And then they can just like decide what you can and can't do. Well, it's different with DeFi protocols. I mean, you don't need an API key. They're protocols on chain. You can talk to them directly. All right. No, you don't have to ask anybody's permission. You just go get the smart contract API, the address, you write an app that talks to that protocol. You can put it in a mobile app. So that's the beauty of the mobile apps. It's gonna be an amazing user experience for people who are already trading on apps like Robinhood. And the mobile apps have come a long way in the last year. So basically, like, you just download the app, put it on your phone, put your funding source in there, boom, a few clicks, you've got cryptocurrency in your mobile phone wallet. You can click buttons in the same app to swap tokens for on Uniswap, and then keep that token in your wallet and stake it onto a decentralized protocol and start earning interest on it. I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, that's the aha moment. And then also, no one can tell you not to do it. Sure, the creator of the mobile app is a centralized entity. And if you really want the benefit of being able to custody your own funds and not have anybody tell you what to do, you go do it yourself on MetaMask in your web browser and learn how to do it on different platforms, okay? But that's the aha moment we need to give to the Robinhood traders, that they can just do it that way. Make it really easy. Start with the easiest thing possible. Show them how to do it on mobile. If they want to do it in bigger volume, or they want to do it without the risk of, the app creator, restricting them in some way, then they can go learn how to do it the quote unquote more advanced way that most crypto people are used to doing, that most Ethereum people are used to doing. So that's the aha moment that we need to give to the Robinhood traders. We need to make these videos blow up so that they can see this kind of stuff and understand it. Share this with your friends. That's the other thing, is you can be, this can be a grassroots thing. If you know anybody who trades on Robinhood who doesn't know about crypto, show them this video. You know what I mean? Like, teach them how to do this stuff. That's why I was saying earlier in the stream that, like, it'd be great if we had some of these bigger names like, like Tyler Winklevoss, big household name in crypto. It'd be good for him, be good for Gemini Exchange, be good for all that kind of stuff, to teach people about it. Teach them how to onboard them into crypto, show them the benefits of Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi, all that kind of stuff, that it's actually solving a pain point that they're experiencing right now. And this is what they need to see. You know what I mean? So, I'm a realist. We have some kinks to work out in the crypto space. The gas fees on Ethereum are really high right now, but the end is literally in sight for those things. Okay, I've been talking about that in this channel. I've been talking about this videos. I've got a video later today that's coming out that's going to explain that in depth. Okay, so, we need patience, right, to really see the crypto space mature, to flourish into what it really can be. But this is just the nature of technological innovation. You don't flip a switch, make this stuff happen. A lot of the upside happens when a lot of the upside is present for you as an investor, not only in the cryptocurrency itself, but in learning the skills, which is a lot of what this channel is about. Bettering yourself, learning those in-demand skills. A lot of that upside is there when fewer people are paying attention, and fewer people are going to pay attention when the technology is not totally mature. But it's just like this chart. Nobody's got a crystal ball. Nobody knows exactly what the price of Ether is going to be today, tomorrow, next week, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, there's hard to make a bearish case for it right now. You know what I mean? Same thing for blockchain. We've seen all this stuff. We've got richest man in the world, Elon Musk, putting Bitcoin in his bio. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'll answer a couple of questions and then we'll go and sign off for today. Somebody says they're currently working mobile DeFi app. Will ETH 2.0 solve the gas fees? So that's two questions, but I'll answer them here. Check out Argent. MetaMask now has a mobile app. Would ETH 2.0 solve the gas fees? So ETH 2.0 will help, but in the very short term, we have layer 2 scaling solutions. Check out the video I've got later on today talking about layer 2. So long term, we'll probably have layer 2 and also ETH 2.0. All right, everybody. So that's all I got for today. Again, I hope you all like this new format of video. Let me know down in the comment section below. I've been jumping on these. There's been so much stuff happening in the crypto space lately. On Ether, Ethereum, with DeFi, we're in the perfect storm of this kind of stuff. We're in a cultural moment that's going to be a huge catalyst for crypto, in my opinion. This is a really exciting time, so I'm really excited we started doing these streams right now because there's a lot to talk about, a lot of exciting stuff to unfold. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that like button, turn on notifications so that you'll get notified about these. We're trying this out for 2 weeks every day at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. All right. So, if you've been watching this and you're as fascinated with this technology as I am, and you want to get your hands dirty with the tech itself, then how can you get started today? You can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find any of my free courses listed there, like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. If you like those, you want to take the next step and you want to jump into the blockchain industry, like that's your end goal, whether you want to be land a high-paying job, become a freelancer, build your own project. You know, blockchain is one of the highest-paying fields in tech right now. One of the most in-demand skills because people are seeing this stuff, right? I've helped lots of people become real-world blockchain developers from scratch with no coding background, no experience. Helped people who are already developers transition in the industry. Just head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. All right, so that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.